They're riding the baggage carousel, rowing. And at the end of the video, one of the TSA workers is riding with them, rowing.
And they're rowing.
It's so good.
And these were the Norwegian fans? Or just people?
Yeah, just Norwegian fans.
Okay, I didn't know if it was just like anybody now doing it.
No,
like
it was.
That's funny.
If I find it again, I'm sure it'll pop up on my feed again. I'll send it over.
Yeah, that's funny. All right, welcome back to the Check Complete podcast.
Welcome back, guys.
Yep. Glad to have you here with us today. We're on location. Again, apparently we love being outside in the middle of summer when it's
not as bad today.
90 plus degrees. We are sitting in the shade, so that makes a nice difference. It's not quite as hot as it was last week.
Not as hot.
We are here at Tall Trellis Brewing Company in Lenexa. Is it Lenexa or is it Olathe?
This is Olathe.
This is Olathe, Kansas.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're sitting outside on the patio here, and
They have a great patio,
yes,
by the way.
very nice.
We are choosing spots that have great outdoor spaces.
As well as beverages and food.
True. Yes. They have food. They have all your favorite adult beverages, but also non-adult beverages as well. So,
And I'm
Get a
drinking
chance.
some of both. Hoppy water.
hoppy water.
So
You gotta love
right.
beer to drink hoppy water.
that's right. And you have a fruit in your beer.
I have a Mexican lager.
Okay. That might be the only beer that where it's okay to put fruit. Remember that old don't fruit the beer? I don't know.
I'm not usually a fruit beer fan. I'll
Yeah.
put it in there, but I won't squeeze it in there.
Okay.
So
If you squeeze it, or I know you said you don't squeeze it, but if somebody squeezes their fruit into the beer, should they still put the fruit in the beer after that? Or should that be tossed? I'm not sure. The proper procedure on that. You don't know either.
I don't know.
Okay, well, let us know. If
Let
you
us
have
know.
If you have a preference on
If you squeeze the fruit in,
squeezing the
do
fruit,
you put it in afterwards, or do you discard the fruit carcass?
we're not all about just talking about refereeing and soccer here. We are about many things. We're
Multicultural.
well versed. Questions that we're asking here, important, that you probably don't get anywhere else, or maybe should. All right. Well, back to the game. So World Cup action is going on.
World Cup action.
Quarterfinals are done. We're set for the semis, and
Good.
we have a few things that we want to talk about as far as decisions and VAR goes that went on in the quarterfinal. So we have, what do we have? Spain and France in the
Spain and
semifinals.
France, Argentina, England.
Argentina, England. Ooh, Argentina, England. Very dramatic. There was a war going on many, many decades ago that some people are still talking about.
Yeah.
And that's why they didn't want an Argentinian referee on the England game at the corners.
That's above my pay grade.
The Falkland Wars. Look it up.
Because we're biased as referees, right?
Well, shouldn't be, but they just want to avoid any possibilities of that happening, right? So
That's fair.
So the Argentina game, Egypt versus Argentina. We had some controversy there.
Some would say.
The Egyptians claimed that there was bias by the referees, and that it's okay. You don't have to be. I love that hat. That's a great hat.
Yes.
That's right.
Say Dave. CMB. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Some fans of ours.
Yes,
just walked in.
apparently so. So the Egyptians were very upset about the refereing and VAR decisions throughout the match. Very vocal on the sideline. I believe one of the assistant coaches did get a red card in that game. And afterwards, very adamant about the refereeing. From what I've seen the game and read a little bit afterwards, the experts were saying that yes, the decisions were pretty much against Egypt when it came to VAR. However, they were correct. That's pretty much the and I understand their position. Well, everything is called against us. Yes, but if if that's what happened,
If you're the offender,
we're not trying to even out the VAR calls that we have.
No.
Ultimately, if it goes to VAR and they say this is what happened, then that's what happened, right? So the one call against on the second goal that Egypt scored, so they're up 1-0.
so the foul leading up.
There was a foul on the defensive end where Egypt regains possession of the ball and then starts to counterattack, and they end up scoring. Goes to VAR, calls the referee.
Coast to coast, as they say in basketball.
Yes. Calls the referee over to the screen. He says foul leading up to, and they waved at the goal. They did end up scoring the second goal in that game, but ultimately lost that match. So I think it's correct call. If the foul that gets you the possession back and then leads to an attack, we probably don't want that to happen. So, and that was, Egypt was up in the 78th minute, 2-0, and then still managed to lose the game in a what I like to call it comeback for the ages, right? So Argentina scoring 3 goals.
Did Argentina get a penalty kick in that game, and was that one that Messi had blocked, or was that the next game?
No, that was the next game.
Okay.
Yes.
Everything runs together.
I know.
Like
those games are so close to each other and everything. Yeah. Then the USA versus Belgium game. So we touched on this one last time we spoke about the Balogun reversal of the suspension for his red card. I don't know. I mean, many opinions on this.
Still got a complete explanation as to
why
why the suspension was suspended. The red card's still there.
The red card still stands.
It wasn't rescinded.
He's on probation for it, but why it was reversed and the suspension was lifted was never actually explained. And I think that would have probably solved a lot of the problems and a lot of the issues that fans had with this.
But still have arguments about it.
Sure, there's going to be arguments. But if they say, after reviewing, FIFA didn't feel that the red card was justified, or it shouldn't have gone to VAR, the procedure was done incorrectly, I think that would have, pacified a lot of people. But having said that, now I feel like, the can of worms has been opened, and the question is now, are we reviewing all red cards? Where does it stop? And does it take a president or king or somebody to make a phone call to get something done, right? So apparently that's what happened.
Again, going back to what we talked about last time was the perception of it.
Perception is, right. The perception is that Donald Trump called, maybe not Infantino directly, but called. Well, he did call Infantino. That's his phone number he's got. He called Infantino and says, "I want this reviewed," and then suddenly a couple days later, it is being reviewed and suspension is lifted. So the perception is, it looks terrible. It looks really bad.
Entire decision,
right.
Like we talked about, 4 days after the decision, or after the game,
sure,
is when the decision came down.
And the way it happened.
It just looks messy.
Yes.
And without a clear explanation from FIFA,
right?
Like there's just, why is this one suspended and why is so-and-so is not suspended?
So some people have been saying, Ronaldo was handed this 3-game suspension after a red card in qualifying,
leading up to
the World Cup, which would have ruled him out for the group stage games.
Right.
FIFA made a decision to basically suspend the suspension in his case, and let him play in the World Cup. And some say, well, that's exactly the same thing. So it's similar.
It's similar, but it's not in the middle of the competition.
Of the actual competition going on at the moment. So
I feel like that's a different decision.
It feels like you changed the rules after the game started. Yeah. Which, again, you don't really want to do. So
perception.
Now, How did this affect the game? How did this affect the men's national team?
Do you think this affected Balogun?
I want to say yes.
I'm going to agree with you right off the bat with yes.
It has to. It has to. Unless you live on a rock and you have no idea what's going on, it has to affect you in some way, and probably not for the better.
No.
Because right after the match,
Yep, that's exactly where I was going. Yep.
Right after the match was over and Belgium beat the United States, he immediately went over to
talk to
Rudy
coach.
Garcia, the Belgian coach, and they spoke for it seemed like almost a minute, 30 seconds to a minute, which obviously we don't know what was being said, but that he made the point of going over there and probably explained to him that he. Maybe he didn't agree with it, or maybe he didn't want this, but this is how it happened.
Well, and the coach
He
in
didn't have
the
anything to say.
post-game interview
I didn't hear that.
addressed
Okay.
that conversation, and he
What did he say?
basically told Balogun, "Hey, it's not your decision."
Right.
He said he appreciated him coming to discuss it with him, which
that
is
was
my
a nice
point.
gesture.
Yes, absolutely. Class act gesture.
Yes.
To do that. Now, I feel like if it doesn't affect you, you're not going to go to that length to approach that coach.
He was thinking about it.
Yeah.
And which in turn, to me, means that it did affect him. Now, he didn't have a terrible game. It's not like he was just totally off and didn't, just...
There wasn't much contribution from anybody,
right.
really.
That was the problem. There wasn't much
That's-
coming from the rest of the team to help put him in action, to help him out. When he did have the ball, I felt like he did what he could.
Yeah.
Created a couple of chances for himself. But I think overall, what this whole saga, this whole mess did create was the Belgians came out.
Oh, they came out
firing. They came out absolutely motivated. They had a plan. And I would say for most of the game, and especially in the first half, I mean, they were the dominating team.
Oh, for sure.
They controlled possession. They had, they were going for balls, and that first goal, ball pops up in the penalty area. We have three U.S. defenders just kind of looking around and seeing what happens.
Yeah, it was.
The Belgian player just said, "Well, I'm going to take it." Goes in, crosses him over, and they score. That was a sign for me that one team is here to play.
Was it the second goal where he just bodied old man Ream?
Yeah,
and got his head on it and put it in the net.
In Ream's defense, this guy is 6'4".
Oh, for sure.
He caught him a little bit off guard, off on the wrong foot. But yes, it did.
Well, they call it in basketball when you get dunked on.
Oh,
you posterize somebody.
Posterize somebody. Yeah.
Ream got posterized.
So he didn't. He didn't
kid.
look bad. He didn't look very good on it. But that wasn't the worst that Ream looked, and we'll get to that in just a second.
True. Now, before we get to that, I saw somebody in a comment or a video talking about how they played that game versus the other games, like in the group stage and the round of 32, that we've never played like that. And in my mind, I'm like, that's exactly how we played when we went and saw them in Chicago against Germany. That was the U.S. team that we watched. Yeah. In that game.
Yeah, they didn't. They looked good for parts of the game, but it all came. That wonder strike from was it Robinson? I think that scored that.
I think so.
That goal in Chicago. What a strike!
Oh, that was amazing to see.
Other than that, wasn't much. Honestly,
and that Tillman free kick was
right.
We got a deflection.
But, a little bit lucky on it. I think the goalkeeper Courtois. I think he was in the right corner.
For him to do that 2 games in a row,
right? That
was.
You know how they always say, after you score a goal, you're most vulnerable.
Yep.
The first minute or so.
Yep.
Having said that, though, so Belgium, they came out. They clearly wanted it more. They were the better team by
for sure,
not even a close margin. And for me, again, we've touched on this. What's the fallout from this whole situation? Is everybody every team that now gets a red card, are they going to be asking to get this reviewed and get it rescinded? I think it set a real bad precedent
It's
as to how red cards, how suspensions are going to be dealt with. And if they're going to say, you know, every red card will be reviewed, and that's fine.
right.
We just picking and choosing the ones. I think that's what everybody doesn't want.
Yeah.
Ultimately, if there's a red card that is overturned because it was unjustified, you know, given to the player, or it shouldn't have been given to the player,
Or the procedure didn't.
right,
The review didn't follow procedure to be able to look at it.
right,
But you have to be clear when you overturn it or not overturn it. I think you have to say this was overturned because of this, or it wasn't overturned because of this. Like, it has to be clear. We're still going to argue about it,
right,
but at least you understand their point as to why it was.
For it to be fair, that's what
Rescinded
everybody
or not.
wants, right? So, all right. So, and then we had a red card for the English player, Kwanzaa, right?
Yes.
On that in that game against who did they play? Who was it against? I'm drawing a blank right now. Where he came in sliding, straight leg.
No, not Morocco.
He did-
That was France.
He did Mexico. Mexico.
It
yeah.
was Mexico.
Slid into the ball, did get some of the top of the ball, and then the straight leg with cleats exposed.
Straight leg,
Hit the
speed,
had the speed to it. I mean, all the
force.
pieces. I didn't in real time. I saw the player going down, and I was like, "Oh, that's, you know, it looks bad." But there's been so much play acting by these players. You know,
yes.
little touches to no touches, and they're
We
rolling
may or may not
around.
touch on that as well.
And I was like, it's either really bad or it's nothing at all.
Right.
It could be anything.
Right.
But then as soon as I saw that first replay, I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
tell my wife that's a red card.
Yeah.
that was no
I mean, that's textbook.
textbook. And you, the
From
claim,
distance with speed and pace.
but you're always going to
and
have that
force.
claim. Well, I get ball. What do you
Hey,
say to
if you
that?
get the ball and you take a player's leg off, it's still a foul.
It's still foul, right? So clear red card. But then, you know, immediately afterwards, like, well, you know, is England going to be asking for this suspension to be lifted? Is King Charles going to call Gianni Infantino and
Maybe
you
you
know,
should have.
demand a review?
I got to get somebody to call my job and give me a raise or something. I'm going to start reaching out.
I don't think you have the right contacts.
Yeah, you don't know that.
I don't know. Anyway, Spain.
Well, before we end on that,
Yeah.
they elevated the suspension
Yes, 2 games.
from a 1 to a 2 game. So this goes back to,
Which, if it's serious foul play,
yes,
a 2-game suspension is not unusual,
no,
or even a 3-game suspension.
right,
Where you usually get the 1-game suspensions is a second yellow card. You know, those kind of, I don't want to call them minor red cards, but the ones that aren't involving, you know, violent conduct or serious foul
foul play,
those kind of
yeah.
things. So having them elevated to 2 games didn't surprise me at all.
I just wanted to touch on that.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't just a 1 game.
Okay, so now we're in the semifinals, and we have Spain with a potential handball in the penalty area, right?
Right.
What happened there?
Ball came in. Teammate headed the ball.
Headed the ball,
I'm assuming to clear.
clear the ball out, hits the
ball travels to a teammate. Hits him in the. Did it hit him in the chest first or the arm first? I can't remember. Maybe kind of simultaneous.
and his arm was kind of out.
Yeah.
Which
Well, you're jumping, so
right. So it's having arms like
nobody
this.
jumps with their arms straight down to their side.
Not unless you really try it.
Yeah.
Unless you really mean to do it. That's kind of a weird, because you use your arm to
Right.
for, you know, balance, for, you know, it's normal to jump with your arms out just a little bit, and that's why just because the arm isn't right at the body, that's deemed a normal position for their arm. So
Right. And there was
and the big factor is basically that the ball came from his teammate.
from his teammate. They didn't score immediately off of the handball. Does that play in, or is it more?
Well, that was defensive, wasn't it? Was it
it
defensive?
was defensive. I'm sorry.
So,
Yeah.
if it's
sorry.
an attacking
Strike that.
situation, then handle
Right,
probably
yeah.
different. But this is a defender trying to head the
Defender,
ball out.
Yep. Trying
It's
to
his
clear it.
teammate in the penalty area. Everybody's calling for a penalty kick.
Which, I mean,
but
you have to plead your case,
yeah,
right?
Sure. The correct call is no handball in
No
that
handball.
situation, for sure. Yeah.
And if Mark feels so inclined, he can drop a little window here with the law book explanation on that.
I could do that.
I don't do the post. He does, so.
I
If you're
could
feeling froggy that day,
I could be convinced. All right. So Norway and England, quarterfinal.
quarterfinal.
Corner kick for Norway.
Yep.
Haaland pushes a defender.
There's a defensive player on the grass during this play, and Norway scores.
Norway scores.
Off the
Haaland
corner.
didn't score. He wasn't
No.
actually the guy that's scoring. But the referee decides that was a push, and it go to VAR. Looked
Went
at
to
it.
VAR.
Um,
Decided there
and
was a push.
what's your thought on the?
I'm okay
on the
with
foul?
it. When I saw the replay, I'm okay with it. He extended his arms into the player's chest.
I think the key is yes.
I think the key is
defender,
that extension.
as soon as the defender felt the push, he clearly
He
made a
he
meal
embellished.
of it. He
They all embellish.
jumped backwards,
Right.
as if he was just hit by a truck.
Yeah, right.
I
mean, he kind of
slow
was.
moving truck. Holland's a big guy.
Holland is
he's
no
good
little
size.
little fellow.
No. But I think the issue is, and that's why I feel the correct call was made, is there's an extension of the arm where he's trying to just get the guy off of him, basically.
Right.
But if you have something like this,
Yeah.
it's hard to justify that this is not a foul, right?
I feel like if he's closer in proximity and he gives him a little elbow
A little
or
nudge
a
or something like that.
shoulder
I think he
nudge,
would have gotten away with
and
it.
he embellished it,
Mm.
we would have a goal.
Because the push that he made like this was not the force that made him fall back.
No.
5 feet. It was.
But it's a foul.
I think you have to call that.
It's kind of like when we're doing games and coaches yell for a push in the back on maybe an aerial challenge.
Right.
You know, some players have their hands on their opponent,
Right.
but they're gauging
Sure.
distance or whatever you may do.
Have you ever heard anybody yelling at you, hands on the back? Ref. Hands
Not
on
so
the
much
back.
hands on the back. I mean, I've heard it before,
I hear it all the time.
but majority of the time that's a push or
Yeah. Now I hear hands
You
on
know.
the back all the time, and I'm thinking to myself, "What hands on the back?
yeah,
Looking
hands
in
on.
looking in the book, that's
No,
that's not in there.
that's not in the law book.
No.
Yeah, so if I have a player that's judging distance or trying
Yes.
to maintain their
You're-
space, and the coach says something, then I'm usually like, hey, there's no extension,
Yeah.
there's no push. They're gauging. They got their hands,
Right.
kind of.
Yes. They just see somebody's hand
keeping their position.
in their player's back, and they feel like that should be a foul.
Right.
Yeah. Which
So
is
yeah, I
obviously
agree.
not the
I agree
case.
with the call. The foul happened prior to the kick, prior to the corner kick.
Oh,
So it didn't change the restart because the ball was not in play.
interesting.
That's why we went back out for a corner kick.
Oh, is that what they did?
Yep.
Okay,
So the foul happened prior to the ball being put in play.
got it. So they get another chance at it, I guess. Yeah. I think the problem with having this called is there's so much contact going on especially on these set pieces, corner kicks, free kicks coming into the penalty area. There's so much contact, and I mean, how often do you see a defender just bear hugging an attacker?
Yep.
And many times the referee will come in and say, "Hey, knock it off! Don't be doing this. If you hold him, I call it. If you push him, I call this." And then sometimes they stop for a little bit, but a lot of times they don't, and it just keeps going.
And to that point, if you tell them, if you do this, I'm going to call it,
Yeah.
you need to do it.
Yeah.
If there's contact, blow the whistle, it's coming out, or we've got a penalty kick,
Right.
something.
And it's easy to not call something if they're both doing it.
Right.
But in this case, it looked like Holland is just
Now,
tried to take matters in his own hands a little bit, and push him off.
understandably so, because we
he
talked
does-
about this off before we started, he was trying to get the referee's attention
Mhm.
on the play prior, because there may have been some bear hugging
Oh,
from that player. But
Oh, especially
that
a
doesn't
big,
mean
strong
on the-
attacker like him. I mean, there's so
it
much
doesn't mean on the
contact.
next play
Right.
that you can just shove the guy stiff-armed in the chest.
Well, the problem is you're asking the referee to, hey, can you
Hey,
watch this?
watch us.
Watch this. Look what he's doing. To
And
me.
now he's watching.
And now he's watching.
Yeah.
And his eyes are probably nowhere, except for on those two players. And if you
Yep.
do something now, it's like, well, I'm going to call this.
Well, you
I-
wanted me to watch.
you wanted me to watch, right?
Did you want me to watch you foul him? That's what you wanted? Okay.
Okay, so we feel that was a good decision on that.
Good decision.
Unlucky, but it was the correct call, right?
Sorry about the wait, guys.
Yeah.
So same game, Norway and England. We have controversy about the ball hitting the spider cam cable up the camera, and it goes back and forth. I have actually not seen any video where it's conclusive that it actually
It's-
hit it. What I've seen is either
so
very
blurry.
It's so blurry. It's so grainy, which is very interesting because they have like 190 cameras in that stadium. Slightly exaggerated on the number there, with 8K cameras. That I feel like,
I mean, that's pretty much what we're using here.
why is there?
They're using the same camera technology, right?
Okay, 4K maybe.
We don't
at the
we don't have that kind of budget.
No, but there has to be footage somewhere out of all those cameras that is good enough that they can zoom in and
Yeah,
see.
I keep seeing the same like 3 positions,
Yeah.
and they're not super clear.
So Norway. So okay, the goalkeeper punts the ball, kicks the ball out, hits the
Spider
supposedly
cam,
hits the
wire.
cable that's
Yep.
holding the spider cam. Instead of keep traveling in the same trajectory, it drops down to one of the England players who now start an attack, and they end up scoring. Norway players are adamant, hit that cable.
And it wasn't
It
just
affected-
one. It wasn't just one player. Like I saw bench personnel.
Mhm. It seemed to happen right, in front. where
Yeah,
that
about
bench was.
midfield.
Mhm.
So, the only thing, man, I don't think it's hard to tell because of what camera angles we've seen, but also, like, it's hard to tell either way.
Mhm.
Like, I feel like in a couple instances, and it might be just be at the time I see it, but I feel like there's a couple instances where the ball looks like it doesn't continue the path that it was on. It was altered slightly, where it came straight, not directly straight down, but more of a path that was hindered by something,
Right.
versus how far that ball may have traveled if there wasn't a touch on something.
So what? Let's just
I think it's tough.
say it does hit that cable or hit that camera or hit something. What would be the correct decision, the correct restart on this?
So
This
we
is
would
a test.
consider that a outside agent,
Yes.
probably. So you're going to stop play for the outside agent. So anytime we do
You
that,
stop play, and then a drop ball would be
anytime we do that, it's a drop ball
would be a drop ball, and who are we dropping the ball to?
to whoever. Well, now to whoever would have gained possession.
So the IFAB law reads for drop ball, if when player was stopped, the ball was outside the penalty area, the referee drops it for one player to the team that would have retained or gained possession, like you said.
Right.
If this can be determined by the referee. Otherwise, it's dropped for one player of the team that last touched it. So, and it's going to be dropped at the spot where the player was stopped.
Right.
So, yeah, it's unfortunate. You know, in a day and age where you have VAR, and is this something that VAR can get involved in? I would like to think. I would like to think so, because if something happens,
I don't think they did on this instance.
In the lead up to play, to a goal being scored, if something happens, I mean, if it's a foul or if it's something else, that they should be able to review it, right?
Would we maybe categorize that in preventing a clear and obvious error, or like how? I mean, that's a pretty big deal if we don't look at that and get it correct. I mean, clearly,
Right. I agree.
it didn't cause the goal.
You're wanting. I mean, the goal for VAR is kind of, like you said, to prevent those injustices, right?
Right.
The next day headlines. You want to avoid those. Yeah. So I feel like that would be if VAR would be used.
So at this instance, I was leaving the house and I was headed somewhere else.
Do we have?
So
do we need to go to
when
VAR
you
to
texted
review
me,
that?
yes, when you texted me,
Yeah.
it hit the cable with a question mark. I was like, "What's this guy talking about?" And when I'm not at the house, I watch it on Telemundo. So
Okay.
I couldn't.
I have not
understand what
seen
you're saying.
any footage that clearly shows that there's a change in trajectory or in rotation of the ball.
I think you could say it both ways.
Now, what we do know,
You
what
can't
we-
tell
what we do
if
now-
it does or if it doesn't.
the seismograph or whatever the technology that FIFA is using.
Yeah, there's
to
another part of that.
Detect a touch
A
on the
hair
ball.
follicle that touches the ball.
Well, hair follicle, we had that big spike.
Mm-hmm.
And now
No touch with the immediate
no touch
ball
there.
hitting off the defender's head.
And now FIFA says there was no what am I trying to say? There was no spike. There was no
But I mean, we wouldn't be
termination
lied
of
to
the touch with technology.
with a fake graph, would we?
Are you
Like
saying,
you and I could put a graph at the bottom right
are you trying
here
to say that they're saving their butts
we're the greatest podcast on the face of the planet,
with this?
with a graphic that I mean clearly would show that we're the greatest podcast on the planet. We wouldn't lie,
Put
would
the
we?
things on your fingers for a lie detector test,
Right,
and then
yeah.
it spikes when
Yeah.
you're lying.
So I mean, they put graphics on the screen. It's got to be true, right?
Yeah, that must be. All right. So the last point that we're wanting to talk about is the Embolo second yellow card for red card, Switzerland against Argentina last night.
Correct.
So here's the Swiss attacker Embolo, who already is on a yellow card for a foul in the first
In
half.
the first half,
Has the ball and near the sideline turns to beat the defender. It looked like he might have expected the defender to come in and swipe at the ball or swipe at his legs, which he never did. He was just saying, "Okay, you go ahead and go this way. I have no problem with that." And all of a sudden, his legs are.
and Embolo's like, "No, you're gonna foul me."
Yes. So falls down without being touched.
Clearly in pain.
Clearly, he rolls around a little bit. The referee, it happened really fast. So the referee
game
is
speed
like,
is
that
no joke."
looks like a foul. And if that's a foul by the Argentinian players, that's going to be a yellow card, right?
For sure.
Because he's beat on the outside, got there late. And now we have second instance of mistaken identity.
That we saw in the U.S. Paraguay game.
This Paraguay game, VAR involvement, and now the referee's called to the screen. He sees that Embolo clearly simulated. There was no touch whatsoever.
He was pretending to be a frog
threw up his legs, rolled
and
around a couple
extended
times.
his leg, I believe, into the
I'm going to say
player for
that
contact.
the referee had no choice whatsoever
Oh, absolutely
but to
not.
give a yellow card for simulation. Now, in this case, that means second yellow card. What minute was it? The 70th?
It was
76th minute or something like that?
somewhere around there.
Mid 70th minute. And now Switzerland has to play with...
Yeah, because they played 20 some minutes.
About 20 minutes in regular time. With 10 players now. And it was tied. And it remained tied until extra time when
I mean,
late in
kudos
extra
to
time,
them for being able to play the rest of
they did.
regulation without
I think
scored on.
Yeah.
But now they're up in arms about the call, and I mean, my thing is if you're gonna do that, being already on a yellow card.
I mean, originally, a couple episodes we talked about the mistaken identity reversal on the VAR call with Tim Ream.
Correct.
And that, if I remember correctly, we didn't feel that was the intention of the VAR intervention.
We discussed that, yeah.
But now clearly the precedent has been set that this is how they are expected to use it. If we're giving yellow card to one player from one team for a foul that he didn't actually commit, but it was something that the other player did,
yeah,
we're taking that yellow card and giving it to him. And it's been clearly shown in the U.S. Paraguay game that this is how.
This has been the most consistent VAR use that I mean, as far as what we've seen.
That's true. So there should be at this point no complaining about the usage of VAR for this. And ultimately, it's correct.
It's correct.
I mean, this is what we don't
correct.
We don't want a player getting a yellow card for a foul that he never committed. That kind of injustice is kind of what we want for VAR.
And if you look at the whole flopping thing, like it's way out of control.
Yes.
And that doesn't just stop with the World Cup or MLS or Premier League or name whatever league you want.
Yeah.
It trickles down to
the
games that you and I deal with.
High school games, youth games, college games.
It just trickles down, and they feel like that's part of the game. And I feel like we may have to deal with a lot of that come this fall.
Absolutely.
So it's not just limited to Embolo or players of that caliber.
So ultimately, we obviously in the games that we referee don't have VAR.
Well, we do if you get the video from the coach or someone in our organization and watch it 2 days later.
So what's the key? How can we avoid having those kind of situations, or try to avoid? You can't avoid obviously everything.
No.
Just work hard, be in the right position.
Be in the right position.
So you can see what's happening.
Blow the whistle.
Make sure your work rate is where it's supposed to be so that you can be close to play.
Which I felt, even though he whistled it for the Argentina player,
right,
or against the Argentina player, that's how tough that is on that level. Because I don't feel like he was out of position. Or
use your teammates. Maybe AR on that side, or if you're lucky enough to have a fourth official in the game,
right?
Maybe they have a different angle, and once you stop the play, if they can get involved and help you get the call right, great. But ultimately, it's going to be the referee's call, and just do the best you can to be in that right position to make that call.
It's tough, games. I know games I'm doing. I don't know about you. You're pretty high level referee. My players are not moving as fast as Embolo and those guys that we're watching on TV. So, and it's still a tough decision on our end to make. Like you said, it's team effort. So on your local games, make sure you are using your teammates to maybe see if they saw something different
And I would say never be afraid to look at video, or somebody has a video to say, here's a situation. It doesn't have to be your game, but we can learn from video. We can learn from.
It's pretty eye-opening though if it is your game.
Sure.
And you watch it and you're like, oh man, I screwed that up.
Yeah. And learn from it. Try to improve.
Learn from
in
it.
the next game. So
put that in your toolbox and see how you can avoid that next time.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Are we good? I think we're good for today. Yeah, if you don't mind helping us out, doing the good old, if you haven't already subscribed to the podcast, give us a thumbs up, leave us a message, a comment of something that you want us to cover. All those kind of things are very helpful to us. They help get the word out about the podcast.
If you guys agree or disagree,
sure,
with any of these VAR decisions or
those decisions or our assessments
anything,
on these calls, because we are opinionated, but we're not always right. So if you have an opinion on
you have
any of these
comment,
calls,
throw it down there.
leave it for us.
We may shout you out next time.
If you want to connect with us, send us an email. You can do that as well. The address is checkcomplete@law5films. I'm going to put that right there. And I think we're good for today.
We're
I'd
good
say
for
check
today.
complete.
Check complete.